It's been a disaster today. We are holding this camera up because we could not figure out how to go live.
Can you
Hold on a sec, guys. Bear with us out there if you're watching this. Of course, the one I invited all of our clients to. Okay,
right.
Let's see if that works.
Okay.
I think we got it okay.
I feel like this one will fall. Okay.
This is crazy.
All
okay,
right, guys.
Anybody out there watching us? Phew, we made it.
We made it.
That was crazy.
What are we going to talk about?
How to figure out how to go live when you've already broadcasted that you're going live on Facebook. No idea what happened. So anybody out there that was waiting, doesn't look like anybody was, but just in case. Yeah. Sorry about that.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about how to keep our workers happy in the field. It's very important to have happy workers. I'm going to share 2 stories that I experienced when I was in the field working for somebody else. Well, we always work for somebody else no matter what. If you're not business on, or you work for somebody else. But anyways, when I was working in this place, I'm making good money, and they give good benefits, and they give good benefits. But it was the persons they were there. They was the one that type of us like a supervisors. They were like kind of treating us no good. They seemed like they talk you down all the time. They make you feel uncomfortable. You just don't want to be there. And had another job. It was like a part-time job. And
time out real quick about your crappy job.
Yeah, what's up?
You had good benefits there too, like really good benefits, right? And it
didn't
didn't matter.
Good benefits, yeah. And it doesn't matter when you're in an environment that doesn't make you feel good. Doesn't matter. And there was another job that I have. It was a part-time job, and I had to drive like 30 minutes away from my house. And then I go
What's
there.
up, Daisy? Sorry. Hey.
Then I go there, and they feel me welcome. They train me good. They make me feel like I belong there, and they trust my work. So it really makes me want to go there. Doesn't matter how much money I was making, but I love to be there because the way that they treat me.
Yep. It was like 30 minutes away. Actually, we worked there together, and they were just awesome, making minimum wage, but we loved being there, and we wanted to do our best because they just made us feel really appreciated and good. So, it really makes a difference when you have happy employees. It doesn't matter how much you're paying most of the time. It doesn't matter how good the benefits are, like in our situation. He had great benefits, but the managers were horrible, and so anyway, it just makes all the difference when you have happy employees.
The way that they treat you, I don't think they trust your work, or they feel like they have to be over you, like it just feel uncomfortable.
Right. All right, so today we're just going to talk about the first thing we're going to talk about why it's important to have happy employees. And the number one reason, well, one of the reasons that we found is like retention, having that employee retention where it's time costly and expensive. It's like expensive in time and money to like have to go out and find new employees, train those employees just to cover, just to replace somebody else, right? So, as long as the people are doing their work and not costing, as long as they're doing their job and not costing the company a bunch of money, like sometimes it's better, even if they're not really great employees, it's better to keep them just because it costs so much money and time to try and find, and headaches to try and find new employees. So the retention is one reason you want to have happy employees. The second reason is because of customer service. Daisy said my old boss once told me when I started my own team, I asked for advice. She said, just take care of your assistants and they will take care of you. Yes, that's exactly right. Yep, we feel that, Daisy. That's exactly right. Got me off track there. I started thinking about my car for some reason. Somebody told me something like that about my car once. But anyway, very true. So the customer service, like you have people who are, if you walk into an office or wherever you work, you walk in and people are grouchy and not friendly and they hate their job.
It just rubs in you.
It rubs off, yeah.
It just like it runs you kind of your day and put you that mentality, and it just, something goes bad and you like trick to that side instead. They keep like a positive energy.
Exactly. Yep. So true. And then, so like what we found that was that employees who aren't happy, they aren't going to go above and beyond to try and make their managers happy or to try and do their best because they just really don't care. They just want to clock in, clock out, get their paycheck and get out of there.
Yep.
And so that's another reason. Customer service is like a big thing.
And it costs money for the businesses. Why? Because it loses money. They don't care how much products or whatever they build and wasting, or they don't care if it's bad. They just don't care and just start losing money there. And you don't realize how much money it is until you like kind of put up paper and pencil, and then you're like, whoa.
Yeah, like you can have really good prospects walk in and maybe want to sit down and talk with you about doing business, but your the people who are representing your company, like your employees, are not friendly and happy. Then it really is a turnoff for people, and you might lose out on business because of that. So another thing is performance. So customers who are happy, they tend to perform overall better at the workplace.
How?
Well, they like to work more quickly, and they do the best that they can because they're happy, and they want to show their appreciation back to their managers, their employers, who have made them feel happy. Yeah. Actually, it was a study in 2009 from Kansas University. It's through Science Daily, and it talked about that. It said that they may be more likely to work quickly and to the best of their abilities. And also, they rub off on each other. So, like, when you have really happy employees, they make other employees happy. And, like, somebody could be having a bad day and go to work and have this awesome coworker. And that person just loves to work, too, because whether they're having a good or a bad day, they come to a healthy, happy environment. And so now you have two people doing the best that they can.
Yeah, let me share something with you about the story. We have this guy that's in our team that is always making jokes, and he's always throw things, and doesn't matter whatever you guys doing, and that time with him is like wow, I want to really work with this guy because he's so happy all the time and making jokes, and you're like, what the heck, the time is gone to go, and they just make so much fun to work. And
Luis, we're talking about you if you're listening to this. Yeah, that's true. We just had an event recently where we just had everybody come out for dinner, and he was there, and he was cracking everybody up. Like, he's so much fun. So
he's a lot of fun.
Working with people like that is just so enjoyable, and it just makes you want to do good. And then one of the last things is the profit. So obviously saving time and money, trying to find new employees. They find good employees, and they make sure that their employees are happy, and those employees make fewer mistakes. Yep. And they get the job done on time, and they do it correctly, usually, because they're happy with their job, and they want to do their best.
Yeah, and they try to figure it out if it goes something wrong, they try to figure out how to get it right and faster because they're happy. They feel like they care about them.
Exactly. So then some ways to keep your employees happy, recognize their progress.
Yep.
Like, we have been working on this the last few months with our company, and it's so crazy how different things are when you really show appreciation.
Appreciation, recognition.
Yep, and you
tell them that they're doing really good, and listen, just to say thank you and appreciate them, like, hey, you're doing really good. That goes on and beyond because they feel like they're an important piece in the building. Yep,
exactly. So recognizing their progress, that could be just like calling them and telling them thank you for doing such a great job, like taking that time out of your day. It could mean like at your next event, like call them up and just announce it to everybody, which always makes everybody feel really good to be recognized in front of people. And then another thing is plan team activities that are unrelated to work. That's one thing that we're working on right now, getting going for July here. We're, just having everybody out, just like providing food and drinks or whatever it is, and a fun time, like have them bring their family or a friend or whatever, and have like bounce houses set up for kids. And
that's the fun time.
Exactly. Like, people love sharing their family with other people and like sitting down with happy people, and the more you do that kind of stuff for your employees, the happier they are, and the better of a job they want to do.
And they take care of you. I mean,
exactly.
If you take care of them, like, you make them. I just want to share this. Let's say like you work for a huge company, and I know it's a lot of companies up there. They don't have the time to go up there and say hi to every single workers. But like, if the person that hired you and is there, or when it stops in the building, say hi to everybody and make you feel welcome. Like, oh wow. Is the big fish up here, and it comes down to the floor and say hi to everybody. That has just changed the whole level, the mentality for the people that are working.
Exactly. In the field. Yep. Very true. Another thing that you could do is make them part of the bigger picture. We just did this, and it really turned out well. We're switching some things up with our company, so we just had a little meeting with all of our employees, and we just sat down and asked them, what their input was on the changes that we're about to make, how they feel about it, how they think it would be good to go about, implementing those changes. And they were super receptive, and people, they really appreciated us calling them on board. I mean, you could just tell by the end they felt like they were important to us, which they are.
Yeah.
But just to show that they're important to us really helped out. And actually, we got some really good information from them that we had never even thought about. And we're like, oh, it was great to do it like that. So making them part of the bigger picture is a big thing.
Yeah, I think I look at it this way, like even if a person take up the trash and they look at it like, oh, he's the lower guy, it's not true, because if that little step leaves behind and nobody takes care of it, that place is gonna look like bad. So I think to me, every single person that's in a business plays a big role. It's just in different levels.
Yep, exactly. Another thing is be receptive to their their preferences. So, like, we have one employee, this is just one example. We have one employee who is amazing, and she does really, really good work. But there's some things going on in her personal life where she just wasn't able to work one night a week, and we have her on a schedule of 4 nights a week. So, she just came to us and asked us, let us know what was going on and asked us if it would be possible to change it. So we went to our client and asked him, and they were fine with that, and we were able to get that all switched up for her, which could be a big deal, like depending on the size of your company and things like that. And we might not have been able to do that if she had been in a different location. But this particular location that she services, we were able to do that. And she has told us over and over how much she loves working for us just because of that. Like, we were...
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And she feels like she's important in the big piece and picture. And, I mean, doing a little things for them, sometimes you're going to be able to do it and sometimes you cannot.
Right.
But if you stretch a little bit and see if you can fix it for them, they will love it and they will take care of you. And you don't worry about like, oh, what happened if this person leaves or whatever. It's just all about take care of each other. That's
and they stay longer too when you treat them like that, which is what we said earlier. And the last thing that we kind of came up with that helps to keep your employees happy is having clear goals.
Yeah.
This is something we're working on. Training is like, and having those goals and making sure they're very clear, because I just talked with a friend of mine in Australia the other day. So if you see this later on, what's up, Jess? But anyway, she just worded it perfectly, and it's kind of the same thing with us. What we've done in the past is tell the employees, this is what we need you to do, this is how it's done, and then kind of just, we don't give them really clear goals. We in the past didn't give them a guideline. We kind of just did it with them for a week, and that was it, and expected them to remember everything. And we were really blessed with the people that we did have in, because it almost always ended up really good. But anyway, like our friend Jess said, it's like she didn't realize that this is even what was going on, but you don't make clear goals for your employees.
Well, you don't write it down.
Yeah, you don't have things written down that they can follow. And then they mess up, and then you get frustrated because they messed up, and you're just like, what the heck? I told you this, this, and this, but you weren't really clear. And if you just kind of turn the tables sometimes and see that it was really on us because we hadn't set those clear goals. So if you just give them really clear goals from the beginning and let them go, they feel so much more confident. And then you're confident too, because you know that they're going to be doing a good job, and they have those goals, and they have that, those reminders to go back to and look, or the videos, or whatever, however you do, your training. But
well, like for example, just set up like a quarterly reviews and remind them this is the way that we do things. This is the way that you guys prove. Like we get together and see what is working, what is not working, and we come up together and put it together, and then you have that quarterly review, and you're gonna see this is what we do, and they're happy to do it because they are there and they want to. Kind of refresh in mind, because if you think about it, when you do a job, you're always there and you're like, okay, you follow like in a routine, and then you skip steps because you fall in that routine, and you don't have that refreshed mind. Look up, look down, and that's what happens.
Exactly. Get into a routine, and then you're just kind of stuck there. So
yeah.
Yep, that's kind of what we had today. Why it's important to have happy employees and how to keep them happy. Those are just a few things. I mean, obviously there's a lot of things you can do to keep your employees happy, but just some ideas for anybody out there watching that might like to switch some things up the way they do things and try and keep their employees a little bit happier.
I have the last question popping in my head. Do you know how much a company is losing because the employers are not happy?
Yeah, actually. I think it was $75 a week.
A week?
Some companies can lose up to $75 per week because of unhappy employees. And it can be because they are stealing from the company. It could be because they're just not being productive. It can be because they're not, representing the company in a positive light, and so they're losing out on clients because of that. But yep, so it was a study that was done. I think it was that same study that I looked at. But yeah, $75 a week people can lose, which is crazy.
If you put in pen and
paper,
paper and pen,
adds up.
Adds up. Like, can you mind a year? $75 a week a year.
That's crazy.
Man, that's a big number.
Can't do that.
We cannot afford it. We are so broke.
Anyway, thanks so much, you guys, for tuning in. Thanks, Daisy. We will. If you guys have any questions about anything, or if you want us to maybe come out and see if we might be a good fit for your company, give us a call, 574-303-8721. I wasn't sure whose number we were going to give out, but 303-8721. So we hope you guys have a great day. Hope you guys learned something from this, and we will see you next Friday.
The reason that we leave the phone number for her because she has all the answers I don't.
No, not true, but all right. Take care, everybody. Aw, thanks, Daisy. All right, now we got to figure out how to finish.